I'm going to skip these slides. We already talked about single period vertical analysis versus multi-period vertical analysis. And we also looked at horizontal analysis, the year to year and the base year to date. Those are those two examples we looked at. Again, pay very close attention to the columns at the top to determine if you're looking at base year or year to year, because those numbers really mean different things when you're looking at it, what you're using to compare them to, those percentages. Usually when you're doing horizontal analysis, you're focusing on profitability or any changes in profitability over time. And usually they look at things like sales, cost of goods sold, gross profit, operating expenses, and net income. And there may be times you have to calculate gross profit. They may not give it to you. That's why you have to understand and know those formulas. Efficiency, that shows you how efficient the company is using your assets. So remember, whenever you see an efficiency ratio, you know that assets is going to play into the formula. Liquidity, it shows the ability of the company to convert cash to pay obligations. Usually cash or liquid value, current assets, for example, will be in the equation. Leverage, remember leverage usually deals with borrowing or debt. So leverage ratios measures the extent to which a company has borrowed money. And profitability ratios look at your profitability. Now, we gave you these charts, and I they do, because if you can understand what they do, you can understand the formula. The formula will come to you. Okay, remember your efficiency, we talked about it's going to have assets in it usually, and it does, it always has assets in there. And you look at your next is your liquidity, and again we're talking about current assets or cash, things that are liquid. And your profitability ratios. So you just need to be familiar, spend some time with these, understand what they are. Okay, so that took care of our financial statement analysis. Then we went to assignment 4, and that dealt with insurance companies. I think it was the SAP accounting. And we've talked about a lot of these things. There was some repeat, but remember that the annual statement for a publicly traded company, for an insurance company, would be an annual report. And the annual report is required by the NAIC, that's the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, and the annual statement, I think I said that wrong. The annual statement is the insurance company's annual report. If you are a publicly traded company, you produce an annual report. Insurance companies only have this annual statement, and the annual statement is always done using SAP. And there are key components of the annual statement. So you have to know these, so please take your time to know this slide. You've got your balance sheet, which always shows your assets, liabilities, and surplus. You have your statement of income, your cash flow, your details on underwriting and investment results, your detail on investment holdings, and you need to know what these schedules are, that A is real estate, B is mortgage loans, BA is other long-term investments, and so forth. The valuation of policyholder surplus is pretty important. Policyholder surplus is similar to shareholders' equity under GAAP, for example, or in other words, it's always assets minus liability. And in valuing most assets and liabilities, SAP adapts the conservative approach. So assets are always valued at a quick sale or a liquid amount, and surplus provides a cushion to ensure that the insurance company has sufficient